Hi, I'm Trevor Conquergood. Welcome to this week's RNK Software Club's video of the week. And the topic for this week is keyboard shortcuts. And while they may not be the very first thing that you need to learn about when you own the Floriani software, the longer you own it and the more you use it, certainly the more you'll appreciate learning about keyboard shortcuts. And so, what's a keyboard shortcut? Essentially, they're things that you can type on your keyboard that will get the software to go ahead and do something for you. So just as an example, I know that when I want to create new text, I can type the letter T on my keyboard, and that will automatically bring me into the, put a little letter A over my cursor, and then whenever I go ahead and click, it will put down the words my text. And of course, then you can get it to say, oh, anything you want. Adjust the size, etc., etc. But the idea is, I was able to quickly get it to create a new text segment because I knew that typing the letter key was basically the equivalent of coming up and clicking on the text tool. And so there are several keyboard shortcuts to learn about. Sometimes the software tells you what they are, so just notice here, for example, this is the button that says stitch points, show or hide stitch points, and when you click on it, it will show you or hide for you the stitch points of your embroidery design. And notice when I hover over that, it has a brackets letter P, and that's the hotkey. That's the shortcut key for stitch points. So for example, if I type the letter P on my keyboard, it'll turn those stitch points on. Don't type the letter P, it'll turn them off. Just like I know Control with the number 3 is 3D on and off, and P is stitch points on and off. And do you ever like to pan around on your screen? Because that's the space bar on your keyboard. Puts me into pan mode where I could quickly and easily move my screen to another area that I wanted to work on. And then by hitting the space bar again, I would go back into select mode and leave that sort of panning mode. And so these are called shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. And probably the easiest way to learn about all keyboard shortcuts is to look under your help drop-down menu for the FTCU software manual. And in your software manual, there's all kinds of articles that you can read to learn different topics, but you can search them by, see how there's different tabs here, the contents, the index. If you go under the search tab and then you search for the word shortcut and click list topics, it shows you all of the topics that have the word shortcuts included. And so it's this article right here, keyboard shortcuts, that I wanted you to notice, where it lists all kinds of different keyboard shortcuts. And so open is Control plus the letter O. Print is Control plus the letter P. And what you probably want to know right now is that it doesn't mean includes the a keyboard stroke for a plus. In other words, to get it to go into print preview, you click Control key and the letter P. And that plus means both keys at the same time, not that you click on a plus. And so yeah, the select tool, Control plus the number 1, or how to edit the path, your reshape tool, Control plus the number 2. This is what I was saying earlier. When I digitize text, a new text segment is the letter T. And there's things that I often use is like run stitch is the number 2, column, the number 4, complex fill is the number 6. And those are ones that, I like to use because I love to create, but there may be things that you do a lot of times, all kinds of tools, artwork tools, break up, join, create outlines, the different drawing modes. Bezier is represented with a B, and your regular line drawing is an S. So I don't know, I think S might mean standard drawing mode. At least this is how I remember it. And pen mode is represented by an F, so I think F is for freehand, and that means when I draw. And so even when you're drawing artwork, you can go in between these ones. Watch this. If I click on the artwork drawing tool, and so now I would be drawing artwork, and I can tell that I'm in the standard mode by the way that my cursor looks right now. And when I'm in standard mode, you probably know this, but you left click to get corner points, and you hold your Control key down to get curved points, and if you don't hold your control key down, you get corner points. And that's the standard mode of drawing. But if I type the letter F right now, my mouse looks like it has a pen attached to it, and now when I draw, I'm in pen mode where I can freehand draw my shape. And I still am drawing the same shape. I can type the letter S and go back to standard mode, or F and go back into freehand drawing mode at any old time. And if you type the letter B, you'll go into Bezier mode. And if you don't remember, Bezier mode's where you click and drag to create a curve, and just regular click to get a corner point. Anyway, when I right click, I stop drawing, and so I drew one line, but I used 3 different drawing modes while drawing that one line, and I was able to do that by clicking on the keystrokes to change them on the fly while I was drawing. And remember, select is control plus number 1, so there I just selected it, and reshape or edit path was control plus the number 2. So now we could go in and interact with all those points that we created and move them around, or whatever it is that you might like to do. Control plus the number 1 goes back to select mode. I believe I remember off the top of my head, there's where I started my line and there's where I finished it, and you can close the shape with, I believe it's Alt and the letter C. No, Shift and the letter C. There it is. Shift and the letter C is close shape. So how did I learn about these shortcut keys? By looking at the menu and the help menu. You can learn about things like, here it is here, close shape, Shift plus the letter C, or align center, control plus the letter H. So like I said, you don't need to learn about these on day 1, but the longer you own and you use the software, the more you'll enjoy learning about the shortcut keys. And so I hope that was an interesting video for you guys today. Remember to find the shortcut keys. You go under your help drop-down menu for FTCU Software Manual. Look on the search tab and search for the word shortcut, and list the topics, and pull up the keyboard shortcut list, and enjoy learning about all the different shortcut keys. So until next week, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening, and bye for now.